we'll start with Josè, and just kind of wondering what he means to you guys, and whether like today was kind of a perfect example of all the things that he can do.
Yeah, a great example of what he can do. Cronin's an everyday guy. It's a tough look. Zerba with the lefty, so they're going to go to the righty end. Josè's going to take a good at bat. It's what he did, man. He battled his tail off, got down 2 strikes a couple times, and just found a way. He's a bat to ball, good player, man. Finds a way to get it done. Has great approaches. Knows what he's doing clearly, and made 3 big plays. The 2-run single, the pinch hit, the relay in the 9th, which maybe talk about in a little bit. But then the 2-strike, find a way, get it in play. Louis got a good jump and definitely helps win a ball game.
He's been around for a while, and his situational awareness seems kind of off the charts. Is that your experience?
Yeah, it's very high.
Been around him.
It's very high. We this game's very situational based, and Toddy says it beautifully. Just do what the game calls for. But that's way easier said than done. And part of the process of being a winning major league player is knowing what the game does call for, having the awareness to it, and then beyond that, having the ability to do something to execute. And so, we got a team full of guys that, when we're at our best places, we have we're doing that, and we have a group of guys that understand what that looks like and have the ability to execute it, and José's one of them.
Vasquez matched up with a pretty good pitcher today, career high 7 innings. What did you think of him?
Thought Vasquez was fantastic. The one mistake to Perez, but off balance, changeup was really good. He was the cutter good. He was getting off barrels. Did a great job. Malty does a good job with him, but credit goes to Vasquez. Huge 7 innings. Earning more trust deeper in the games and rewarding it, and just threw the ball very well, as you mentioned. Seth's very good. Lugo does a great job, and we knew we were going to see a guy that really knows how to pitch, and he pitched very well. Those 2 guys that threw the ball exceptionally well, and close game, we were able to execute.
What did you make of Jackson's first game back?
I thought it was fantastic. We're a couple inches away from not needing the theatrics maybe in the 9th, but I thought it was great. Just missed one first at bat. Started a 2-run inning with a double down the line. Again, another good swing. I thought he basically picked up. Looked like Jackson.
What do you like about connecting him and Tatis to top the order, and then the decision to put Arise fourth?
Something I was mulling over before Jackson got the concussion. Good news is we have interchangeable parts. I like a pretty fixed lineup. Started to look at it a little bit more. Both of them obviously contributed. Jackson leads off the 2-run inning. Louis leads off and scores the winning run. There's pros and cons to both sides, but mostly pros to both sides. But having some real right-handed and left-handed. Louis is a presence wherever you put him. He's a quality bat. He's a pro, and he's clearly a 3-time batting champion. But he also knows how to drive in runs and just frees up a little bit of the top for Jackson and Toddy to go ball out, and have Louis sitting there to be able to use his magic wand.
What were the mechanics of that relay, and specifically the part that Josè played in it?
Yeah, so good defense again. It's been something that we relied on very much so, and we played very good defense, team defense consistently over the last 3 weeks, whatever that looks like. Today on display as well, but the relay, it's that's how we talk about, like, how do you win baseball games? You win baseball games in a ton of different ways. You're talking about doing what the game calls for. That includes defensively, being in the right spots. Jackson gets over there, gets it, makes a nice clean throw to Iglesias. Jackson being able to hit his cutoff man on a nice low, accurate throw has gotten us at least 4 outs that I can recall in the last 20 games or 15 games Jackson's played. He throws a bullet to José, they're going to push, and José does his thing and comes in and gives a nice clean throw to Diaz, who I think he tagged him. I understand from a replay guy tagged him earlier, but he won the dance off at the plate. So it was a nice play. Bogey's play in the 7th. Gosh darn, you're not going to see a better play out of a shortstop. So defense helped us win the game.
You talked the other day about Xander, some of the tough luck he's had with batted balls. What's it been like seeing him kind of come through consistently the last few days?
Yeah, you look at things, and one of the things that I look for, at least measurably, is when people are doing well, like, okay, why? And typically it's a lot of the, getting a good pitch to hit, being in the strike zone, hitting the ball hard, barrels, all the metrics that point towards going well, and guys aren't getting the results, trying not to look at the same numbers, right? And you look at his numbers, bat speed, contact rate, hard contact rate, chase rate being down. I mean, he's best he's been over that long a period of time since he's been with a Padre. So you just know the game can be challenging, and it's going to be a matter of time that you can continue to stack up. Just like we talk about, being executing our cutoff relays or being on time for balls in the dirt. Keep doing things the right way, consistently. You're going to give yourself the best chance every night you shake hands. That's how this team's built, and that's how we operate. And with Jackson Bogey specifically, if he's going to continue to take good at bats and he's going to look like he looks, you just know you're going to stay with him, and it's going to break out. And so good for him, good for us. He looks great, playing great baseball for us at every phase.
And Mike, you'll see since the pitcher three at bat rule came in, you'll see a whole lot of maneuvering inside of an inning, like we saw in the 8th inning today with multiple pitching changes, left-right matchups. Do you enjoy that kind of a chess match inside of an inning like that? You don't get a whole lot of chances of doing that throughout the season.
Yeah, I mean, it's different. You do see it. You can find the lane. We do it. I do enjoy it. Like I said, as soon as Schreiber gets up, that they're gonna, the question I go over to Victor to talk about during the sheets at bat is like, okay, just who do we like better? Is it going to be Crony on the lefty, or is it going to be Iglesias on the righty? And so we did. They go, and we made a decision to go with those. But to answer your question, ultimately, I love it. It actually requires some strategy.